Balls Bob. Not to be confused with Tiny Balls Todd.
I do have a body. It's very fantastic. More of a temple, really, than a body.
I can't tell if he's doing a bit or not.
I'm glad you brought that point up because
Todd's a pussy.
It's right next to Todd's OnlyFans.
It's on the internet.
Yeah, Todd's not dumb. I tried to get in a high honors English class once, and they called my parents and were like, hey, just tell him he can't do it.
It shows. It really shows.
I'm a dumbass, and I'm sorry.
The first time you've been let out of mom's basement, right?
Oh, no, I'm still in mom's basement, actually.
I hate you guys so much.
I'm going to throw these two guys into the screen so that if I die, they can carry on the legacy of crap that is this show. We may be a legacy of crap, but we have the best defensive tackle in the NFL joining us today here in Lombardi's Bar. I'm your bartender, Dan Connick, and we are getting ready to welcome in Kenny Clark into the bar here at Lombardi's Bar. Thank you for joining us. We hope that you appreciated and watched all of the Randall Cobb interview just a little bit before us. We're double-decking it today and got Kenny Clark. We got one of the best wide receivers, and we got one of the best defensive tackles in the league here on Game On Wisconsin. If you haven't done so already, if you've been watching us for the last hour or so, take a second to subscribe on YouTube so you get notified every time we go live for the show here. We want to let you know that we are brought to you by our friends at Artec Ventures. The goal of Artec Ventures is to collaborate closely with founders throughout all the investment and fundraising stages, turning their visions into successful companies since 2020. Artec Ventures has helped turn great ideas into profitable businesses that make an impact on industries, communities, and beyond. Visit artechventures.com for more info. One day I will make it through that whole read without blowing it up. Let's get to our drink special really quick today. In honor of the shutout at Lambeau, it's the Ofer, like as in Russell Wilson is over in his career at Lambeau Field. What's the over? Basically, it's all our drinks are zeros, big old zeros, 0 calories, 0 sugar, 0 everything, 0 taste. Like it's literally just, it's going to be water. It's water for everybody today at Lombardi's Bar. We probably need a little bit of it. Let's bring in the other two guys here before we bring in our special guest, Kenny Clark, joining us. It's Todd Varney and Jimmy Christensen. Gentlemen, how are we doing today? A little bit later today.
I'm terrific.
Have another coffee?
I'm terrific. I'm hydrated. I'm feeling great. I'm excited for this interview.
Yeah, I'm not so hydrated, but I am very pumped for this interview. I think it was one of the best interviews I think we've done for Lombardi's Bar, and he was the original Lombardi's Bar bump, which you'll see he recognized. So
recognized and made the commitment. About he is fully on board supporting the Lombardi's Bar bump. Yeah.
When we do good things for people, they do good things back for us.
Right. It's all karma, baby.
Yeah.
Just flowing through the universe. I say let's not waste anyone's time anymore. Let's get these guys, me, all of us out of here.
And put us back on the screen.
Enjoy. Yeah. Well, it's a good half hour. We'll find somebody to replace Todd in that time, hopefully. But we hope that you guys enjoy our sit down here with Green Bay Packer defensive tackle and legend and all around great guy and dad, Kenny Clark. Joining us here at Lombardi's Bar, I think the first return guest that we have that's not an active player, obviously Joe Thomas, Hall of Famer at Canton, Hall of Famer here at Lombardi's Bar, but this is, I think, our first return Packer player. Pulling up the stool back at Lombardi's Bar, it's the man, the myth, the legend himself. It's one Mr. Kenny Clark. Kenny, how the heck are you doing today, bud?
I'm doing great. How you doing?
Doing
No one
well.
cares. No one cares how we're doing, Kenny. They don't care.
No one cares how we're doing. Nobody at all cares how we're doing. But Kenny Clark joining us here. I wanted to kick things off, Kenny, by asking you a little advice. In about exactly, give or take, 79 days, I'm going to be a father for the very first time. I'm curious, from your perspective, how it's been like for you transitioning into fatherhood, balancing the work-life balance, and just also just a point, like a tip or two on how to just handle things like right out of the gate. That's all I need is just once I get off there, I can get it. So anything right off the bat, I can get.
The biggest tip I can give you is get a lot of sleep. That's the first thing. But other than that, I ain't gonna lie. I'm not saying this just to say I got a pretty good baby though. Like I got lucked out. Like she doesn't cry as much. She's super chill. Like she goes to sleep around like 9 o'clock, and she'll wake up probably at like 4 a.m. Wake up, give her a bottle, and she'd be right back to sleep. Like the worst, like we had it was the first like 2 months, and then after that it was like it hasn't been easy, of course, but it's been like really chill. So like my baby's pretty good, but I would say just the biggest tip is just get a lot of sleep, because those first 2 months, they were crazy. And then, you know, with your girl, you know, just the postpartum and, you know, their body changes, just make sure you're there for them, because, you know, they life change dramatically, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that's what I would say.
Do you ever use the lack of sleep as like like, let's say coach was like, all right, guys, we're doing sprints. Did you ever just raise your hand and be like, new baby coach, can't run around. I'm pretty tired.
Well, I mean, it's good. I had her around OTAs, so and they gave me the whole week off. So
nice.
Yeah, I was, you know, I was, if I did have to, you know, run, I probably would have been struggling. I probably would have had to get up out of there. But yeah, they gave me the whole week off, so that was good.
Would you have, be honest, would you have contemplated just faking a sprained ankle? Been like, sorry guys, my ankle's really messed up.
Nah, I would have had to run. I would have had to run him now, but I would have been struggling.
So switching gears a bit here, Kenny, we had you on last year, and shortly after you joined us, you got a nice contract extension. That was the first Lombardi's bar bump. Well, Joe Thomas officially was, because he'll be a first ballot Hall of Famer. We're taking credit for that. But obviously your contract extension, Kingsley Kiki had a big day after being on here, along with pretty much everyone else that's had a seat in the bar. So you kind of starting that up for the guys on the team. Do you want to take a chance to just say thank you to us for providing that Lombardi's bar bump to you, and helping the Packers see the light on that extension?
Man, I appreciate you guys, man. Hey, you changed my life dramatically.
Glad we can help.
I hope you know, this week, I mean, I can have 2-3 sacks, man. If it's the podcast and everything, or the show. So hopefully I can, you know, have a great game this weekend.
And because you said this thank you to us, I figured you'd appreciate this. I have an MVS jersey behind me, but you know what? I'm gonna just take that down. And
take that down, man.
I'll have a hang there.
There we go.
Is that better?
There we go. All
right, yeah. I'll take it down for the show.
So talking about you know, having a big game this weekend, you also told us last year that Kirk Cousins is your favorite quarterback to sack. Are you excited for this game at all, or where are we at on that one?
I'm excited, man. I love playing in Minnesota. I just remember, like, I think my rookie year was the year when we first, like, I think they first opened up that stadium. I just love the vibe in there. Just, you know, the energy. The stadium. I mean, the stadium is beautiful. Just everything. I just love the overall vibe. It's one of my favorite places to play in the league. So, yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to play, you know, in this game. You know, and it's a division opponent and everything. And you know, the Vikings are always really good, and you know, at one of the teams at the top of our division. So excited to play them and excited to compete.
Well, I don't know if you've looked at the standings of the division yet, but at top of the division,
we're not
outside
top,
of you guys, it doesn't mean a whole lot to be at the top of the second tier of the NFC North at the moment. Does it mean a little bit more getting to play back at Minnesota for the first time in front of a full stadium? Because last year, no fans, you guys still played pretty darn well at Minnesota, but I know you talked about loving to go to Minnesota and shutting up all of those noisy Vikings fans. Does it mean a little bit more to go back when there's plenty of fans to shut up?
Yeah, man. Anytime you go into another guy's place and you can shut the crowd up, that's the best feeling in the world, especially like it being Minnesota or like a team like Chicago or something. You go up there and you get a win up there, and it's nothing better than that. So we excited. I'm definitely excited to go back up there and have and actually be fans there. I know the atmosphere is gonna be electric, and it's gonna be a really good game. They're a good football team, and excited to play them.
So was there? I have to ask this, and feel free to just say I'm not answering this. We're
gonna edit this out.
Yeah, for sure. After seeing Russell Wilson do fake huddles and then his comeback video, did he become to the top of your list of like, God, I can't wait to sack you?
I mean, I wouldn't say like the fake huddles, like because I kind of understand that. I wouldn't have went to that extreme, but I kind of understand like just a guy that I don't think he's ever missed a game or something like that. So, when you not used to missing games.
You're muted.
We lost that.
Oh, can you hear me?
There you got you now.
Yeah, so when you're not used to missing games, and then you come out and you gotta miss them, and then you're trying to stay in that same rhythm. It's kind of hard. So like however he tried to figure out what works for him, and trying to keep that rhythm going. Yeah, but I didn't like that. I didn't like the little video he made though, the hype video, Lambeau Field and all that kind of stuff. That didn't sit well right with me. But it's marketing, and he's a quarterback, and that's what those guys do. And
hey, you shut his ass out though, so who cares?
Yeah.
It was Darnell Savage put 0 from holes on there, right?
That was
the tweet.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 0. Yeah, cause I was looking at it. I'm like, what is he? I'm like, oh, 0. I started dying laughing. I'm like, okay.
I have read that book in 6th grade, man. I can't remember that stuff.
Yeah, that was smooth how you did that. I was like, oh yeah, that's 0.
All right, so kind of going back a little bit to week 1. We talked a little bit before we started recording. You mentioned you have a friend who made that awesome sweatshirt on the Saints. Week 1 was obviously a rough one, but a lot of people said things. They'd start judging Joe Barry based off one game. Now we're on week 9, going into week 10. I don't know math. We're later on in the season, and your defense is playing the best I've seen a Packers defense play probably since the Super Bowl year. Like, is there anything like, is there part of you that just kind of want to rub it in those fans' faces or people's faces that said stuff about the defense after 1 week saying that Joe Barry should be fired, this defense sucks?
The biggest thing that I've learned, my 6 years playing in the league is it's a week-to-week league. We can go out and we can shut out the Vikings. We can go out, we can give up 40 points, and they can be like, oh, like, this is the worst defense ever. So, like, that week 1 loss was like, it is what it is. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like the guys that we got in our locker room, we knew the guys that we got in our locker room. We knew, what we had and all the work that we put in, and the type of players that we got, the talent that we got on our team. And we knew, that just wasn't us. And, it was our first game as a defense, first game figuring stuff out. And, we still figuring stuff out. If I'm honest, like, we still figuring stuff out as a defense. And it's a lot of young guys that are playing more, guys that's trickling in that's playing like huge roles for us, that's figuring it out. And those guys are playing huge parts for us. So like, it's a week-to-week league, man. Every week we treat it different. We treat it as if we 0-0, and it's week 1, and we trying to just get better each and every time we step out on the field. And the biggest thing that I'm gonna be preaching, because we've been getting a lot of love and everybody's been saying that this is the best defense that we didn't see since the Super Bowl year and all that kind of stuff. But the biggest thing for us as a defense is not forget, what got us to this point. And, we top 3 right now or top 5 or whatever. And it's the process. It's the process about, Coach Berry, he always talks about the process and talks about, how we prepare as a defense and how we practice. We practice very hard as a defense. This Friday practice that we just had, it was no doubt in my mind we was going to play great on defense. We were flying around on Friday, the best practice, like Friday practice I've ever been a part of that I've seen in a while. So, like, every week, we improving, and then the thing that I love to see also is, like, younger guys are, like, stepping up more as leaders. So, like, you got Amos, in the secondary, but, guys like Savage are starting to talk more and starting to, jump more into the leader role, and Rashawn Gary. You see Chris Barnes, him getting a chance to play with DC and knowing and seeing, what it takes to play at a high level at the inside linebacker position. You see Chris Barnes like really picking up his game and really making a lot of plays. So, like, our whole defense is really just, continuing to get better, and we got a lot of young guys that's stepping up and doing great things. And I'm excited. I'm excited about it. But like I said, it's a week-to-week league. Next week, we're gonna flush everything. And we had a great week last week, and this week, we got another tough opponent. With the Vikings. Kirk Cousins has been playing great. Their offense is really good offense, and in order for us to play great defense, we gotta lock in mentally and not worry about what happened last week.
Yeah, Dan, I know you got the next question. I just have a really quick follow-up. You mentioned a lot of the young players have been stepping up, and during that time when DK Metcalf was doing the extracurriculars after that play, it seemed like you really stepped in after he grabbed Eric Stokes' face mask. Is there part of it, like, when they go, especially going after a rookie, that's a young guy on the field, like he's just coming in their team, was there a little more extra protectiveness because he is a rookie, or is it just every teammate's the same in your eyes?
No, I just didn't. I mean, everybody's the same. I just didn't see him. I didn't see all the extra stuff. Like, I heard the whistles blowing and all that kind of stuff, but I didn't see him grabbing like Henry's face mask. And then, when we were all walking over there to break it up, I'm thinking, everybody, like the situation is about to die down. And then, he did like some more extra stuff. So, it's just football. You know what I'm saying? Guys who eat it and, emotional guys, it is what it is.
You popped in you would jumped in like Papa Bear, man. I was just like, oh, those dad instincts really kicked in on that one.
Nah, man, it's just an emotional game, and guys just, it's just football. It is what it is.
Yeah.
Katie, you kind of touched on like the philosophy that Coach Berry brings to the defense and every single week. What's been the biggest change that you've seen between this defense this year versus last year? Is scheme? Is it just philosophy? Is it guys buying in? Is it, the guys that are stepping up? Like, what's been the biggest difference?
I just think guys are just buying into what we doing. And when my bad, I'm moving around a lot. I gotta charge my phone. My bad. But with Pettine's defense, we weren't a bad defense by any means. Like, I think we were still like top 10 or whatever. Like, we were like number 9 or 8 or something like that. So, like, we were still like one of the top defenses or whatever. But I just feel like just the guys are like just buying into Coach Berry's philosophy and the call, like all the calls that's being made, and like everything that we doing is like really tailor-made to the type of players that we got. You know what I'm saying? We got, our corners and all that kind of stuff. We love to play, man, and guys are like, that's where we excel at. You know what I'm saying? Being able to play man and do all that kind of stuff. So, and plus just all the other stuff that I don't really know all the stuff that they do in the back and on the back end, but a lot of it is tailor-made, for the guys that we got. I'm moving around a little bit more. You got, DC. DC's been a huge help for us. And I think, like I said earlier, I think that's really been helping Chris out. And Chris being able to see that, it's really been, helping Chris make a lot more plays. And that's been great. We've been, and I think like our boxes, like even in the run game, like our boxes, we don't really play as many like light boxes. And I don't think like, I kind of used to feel like we had and this is like no disrespect to nobody. I feel like we used to always have like a bend not break or not break kind of mentality. Guys to get yards, we stop them in the red zone. But I think guys just right now are just we don't want to get to that point. We trying to get off the field, and we got the players to make plays and to stop them, whenever that may be, you know what I'm saying? So I think that's just it's a mentality that our defense been having. And a lot, like I said, like a lot of young guys are stepping up more and stepping into bigger roles on our defense, and they're doing a good job. But it's just all about how we've been preparing and a mentality on our defense and how we've been playing.
So you mentioned a little bit some of those guys, the newer guys on the back end kind of stepping in and guys doing their jobs. When you've got a guy like Whitney Merciless that unfortunately just went down for the season, it seems like the defense, I'm sure it was part of, starting to understand the scheme a little bit more as the season went on, but it seemed like you guys really started to click once he got in there. As far as like a new guy coming onto the team, you see guys like Stephon Gilmore, Von Miller obviously went to other teams. Does that give some guys on the team a little bit extra motivation when you see Roswell Douglas come in instead of Stephon Gilmore when people were kind of hoping for Stephon? Does that give him a little bit of a chip, or do the guys, like a Jonathan Garvin, a little chip when they go, okay, they're going to bring in a guy that, push me down on the depth chart a little bit. I'll try a little bit harder. Do you see any of that with those guys?
I mean, I don't really know what goes on in their mind, when you hear all that kind of stuff. But I know as a competitor, like for sure, like I know if they would have had another D tackle coming in, and I don't know, I know if they have another D tackle or another nose tackle or whatever coming in, and it's gonna take something away from me as a competitor. I mean, you want, it's going to help the team and all that kind of stuff. But as a competitor, you want to show the coaches, you want to show, the front office or whatever, who you are and what you really mean to this team, I guess. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, I mean, I don't really see it. I don't really know what goes on, in their head. But like I said, like as a competitor, I feel like, it's just natural to do that, to be like that,
Yeah.
Sorry, Todd.
Ahead,
did you run into any of that, like personally, when TJ Slayton comes in? I know it's not exactly a 1-to-1 scenario, but like, when TJ Slayton, a rookie, comes in, do you view something like that as more of this is going to help me excel because he's going to kind of take some of this pressure off of me, or how do you kind of approach that?
At this point, like, everybody that comes in, I just feel like it's just, I feel like it's just gonna help me, And a big thing that I harped on with myself was, I didn't want to just try to like perfect just being a nose tackle. You get what I'm saying? I wanted to play a little bit more three, and like last game I played like a snap or two of at the 5 tech. Like I wanted to just do a lot more stuff. I see I watch like different guys on film. I see Cameron Hayward playing the 5 and him playing the 3, him playing the nose, the 4-eye, and they just have so many opportunities to make plays. You get what I'm saying? And I just feel like, just me being who I am, like, why line up the same exact spot every single time, and the defense, the offense knows exactly where I'm gonna be every single time. Like, why? You know what I'm saying? And Like when you got guys, I got guys like TJ that can come in and play valuable snaps. Tyler Lancaster playing valuable snaps. Dean's been playing great. So like, when Dean is in, I'm playing, majority of the time I'm playing nose. But like Kiki is in, I'm playing nose. But like if I'm in with TJ, why not put TJ at the nose and then move me to 3 and Dean at the 5 and all that kind of stuff. So like I'm just trying to like, I pick my spots a little bit in the game. My primary position is nose tackle, and that's what I love to play. That's my position. But like, I try to pick my spots and like try to pick my matchups and try to figure out, where I can hurt offenses at. You get what I'm saying? So and make more plays. So like, I can make a little bit more splash plays so I can, get into that Pro Bowl.
No, you're all pro this year, man. You're playing at a different level.
Yeah.
I hope so, man.
I'll make some calls.
Lombardi's bar bump. We'll get you there.
Yeah. This is the bump.
All I gotta say is if we show you this week, you go and you get a sack or 2. When it comes playoff time, I mean, I feel like you gotta just come on again so we boost that, get that playoff bump going.
I get 2 sacks this week. I'll for sure come on the playoffs.
We'll pencil you in every week after that.
All right, so you mentioned him, and he's on our list, and we won't keep you much longer than this, I promise. But I have to ask, what is going on with Dean Lowry? Are you guys giving him just protein shakes every day, horse meat? Is he just pulling buses like you were? Because the man is playing at a different level this year.
Man, did y'all see? I don't know if y'all seen it. It was a holding call that they called in the Seattle game.
Oh, yeah.
Dean, did you see how Dean bull rushed him? And yeah, it was crazy.
I think Romo even said, he's like, how can it be holding? He's pancaking him.
Yeah. I like Dean, Dean is the only one I know that get like, I think he got like a little. Oh, did I get?
Oh, there we go.
Oh, I'm sorry.
There we go.
Yeah, Dean is the only one I know that can get like holding calls like that. Like, I swear, like Dean. The thing that used to frustrate me about Dean is that Dean is so strong. He's like, he has the length. Like, he can be like, I'm not saying he can be like a JJ Watt or like a shifty defensive tackle or defensive end or whatever. But like, if Dean just bees Dean, if Dean is just Dean, and just go out, just brute strength, just say, I don't care. I'm just gonna run this guy over, and I'm gonna try to get pressure on the quarterback. He just keep that in his mind, which he's been doing. That's what you see. That's what you get out of Dean. And like, because Dean always has played the run well, and I've been telling them for years, just keep on working on your game with the pass rush, keep doing your thing with it. And like, he had tried different stuff, and he'd do a swipe every now and then. He'd get a sack on it and stuff like that. But like, this version of Dean, just pass rush, and I'm talking about just pass rush wise right now, like, it's the best I've seen, because Dean is just really just locked in on, like, I'm going to be me, and I sprinkle in a little finesse every now and then just to keep it fresh and to switch it up on guys a little bit. But I'm gonna be me, and I'm a bull rush and snatch, and all that kind of stuff. And it's been working perfect, because that's our type of that's how our D line plays. You know what I'm saying? We got guys like Rashawn and Preston, and hopefully like Mazie and those guys come back. You got guys that can get around the edge so quick, and then you got guys like me, Dean, and Tyler and Kiki. We can push the pocket. So one of us is gonna get the sack, or one of us is gonna get the pressure. Like, we caused so many pressures this last week. So like when we can do that as a collective group, and we only can rush forward and do that, like, it's gonna be bad for offenses. We can drop the rest of our guys and let them play coverage.
Did Dean get one of those random drug tests after that pancake?
I don't know. But that was I swear, I was on the sideline. I was like, oh my God, how you just that guy? And then I didn't even see they called a holding call, and I was listening for the number. I'm like, who they called a holding call on? I was like, whoa, he just called a holding call on a bull rush. I was like, I never seen it. Like, it was crazy. Yeah, that was crazy.
Kenny, just recently, like news breaking earlier, right before we came on, AJ Dillon, teammate of yours, now getting the key to the county of Door County. What city or area around the Green Bay area are we making the push for you? If we're gonna make you the mayor of somewhere, where around the area are we making Kenny Clark mayor?
Oh man.
Just come to Milwaukee. We got you. We got good breweries down here.
Milwaukee?
Yeah, I'll put the word in.
Come to Milwaukee.
The Gulf people would love it.
Yeah, Milwaukee a little bit of, LA, like, I mean, it's still Wisconsin, but it got a little bit more city to it, give me a little bit more, city vibe, LA kind of vibe. So I'll probably say if I wanted to get the key somewhere to like around Milwaukee.
Oh, I am making the push. I'm calling I don't know what political person around me, but I'm just saying, hey, get Kenny Clark down here.
So, Kenny, I wanted to ask before we let you go here. Jimmy and I co-host the MVS show every week, and he has used that platform to continue talking trash about you. Is there anything you would like us to take back? Any messages for MVS you would like us to deliver on your behalf?
You're muted again, dude.
No.
Can't hear you.
That's smart. He knows he's not going to say anything that's going to not get him in trouble, so he's hitting that mute.
Oh, you're still muted, dude. MVS did this to you somehow.
No. This is MVS. This is all MVS.
Hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear it. Yeah, there we go. He's back.
Yeah, that was probably Quiz right there. That was probably Quiz. Did y'all see that last Twitter post I made with him? Like the milk dud head. You feel me? He looked like Coach Sermons a little bit. He kind of looked like Coach Sermons a little bit. And then the little South Park. I don't want to say it, but the little South Park little Mr. What's his name? I forgot what his name was, but
Mr. Hankey.
Mr. Hankey. Yeah. Mr. Hankey. And then what else I put on there?
Squirtle.
Oh, and Swirtle. Yeah, and Swirtle. Though, man, me and Quez, we talk mess all day. Like, Coach put us right next to each other, and Quez don't stop talking. So
he said he's the best trash talker on the team. Is that true?
He just talked the most. He not the best trash talker. He just know how to talk a lot. He not
it's
saying
quantity, not quality with him.
Exactly.
I gotta say he's so quiet during interviews though. We haven't seen that side of him.
Yeah. He tried to play this little, I don't know. He probably trying to play too cool or something. I don't know. You know how receivers is, man.
Yeah.
But Quez, I don't know. Yeah, you said it perfect though. It's a lot of quantity, not quality though. That's exactly what it is. The joke's not really that funny, but he talk a lot. That's
it's
it.
Rapid
he
fire.
Just talk a
it's
lot.
a machine gun.
Yeah. Yeah.
Eventually hit something. All right, man. Yeah. We appreciate you coming on, and of course, I'm gonna hold you accountable. If you get 2 sacks this week, we gotta see Kenny Clark on Lombardi. Yeah.
I got
Kenny
you.
Clark on Lombardi's bar again. All right, man.
I got you.
When you're in Milwaukee, we'll get you the keys of the city. We appreciate you coming on, Kenny. Of course, Kenny Clark, is there anything you want to plug real quick before you head out?
Man, just Bougie Bodega, man. Shout out my dog Caleb Benenot, and he with the Saints, and this is his brand. Yeah, man, y'all type into Abuja Bodega on Instagram, and follow up and get some nice sweaters and all that kind of stuff. Some good stuff on there.
Get the swag, man.
I won't support the Saints, but I'll always support players.
Pro Bowl too. Pro Bowl. I forgot. Pro Bowl voting just started. Vote for me for the Pro Bowl, please. Because last year they played me, and the year before, no, I went the year before.
We're not gonna let that stand this year.
Yeah.
They still. I want to be an alternate this year. I want to get in just right away.
All right,
you're not be playing in it though. You've got another game after that.
Yeah.
Huh?
I said you won't be playing in the Pro Bowl though. You've got another game after that this year.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
We'll
Let's
get
make-
you on the list though.
Yeah.
That's the plan.
Yeah, it'll be
We'll
on the
vote him in.
Wikipedia.
We'll just
Yeah.
get another replacement in for you, or alternate in
Yeah.
for you, since you have the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Someone from the Vikings.
Yeah. All right, my man. We appreciate you so much. Thank you, and enjoy your beautiful family. Thank you so much.
See you,
All right,
Kenny.
appreciate you guys.
Thanks,
Appreciate it. So thanks again to Kenny Clark. We're going to take a quick break. When we come back, the rest of Lombardi's Bar coming up on the other side of the break. We'll see you then. I don't know about you guys, but I'm ready to just stop the show and just go rewatch all of Freezer podcasts because that promo made me just absolutely need to go watch every Freezer podcast episode.
Dude, we had to step up our little not interview.
Producer Nick.
Now. Yeah. It is his fault. He's the one that puts it together.
We give
Nick.
we give him solid material
Quality
every week
content
for him
every week
to edit and put together.
And if he just needs us to swear more so he can bleep stuff out, like we'll do it.
Well, Jimmy, you're the one with the new or the relatively newborn. Like, you bring him in here and start throwing him around like a rag doll.
If I bring
No,
kids down here,
one,
they're
please
gonna
don't
be-
do that to my son. Two, the baby thing's been done. We got to come up with something better.
Okay. All right.
Do either of you have pets?
I have a dog.
Act like you don't know me. Act like you don't know me. Do you have a pet? Grow up.
Okay.
I've
so-
been your best friend for how long? And do you have a dog? Do you have a pet?
Less than 2 years.
Dan, stop.
and I've never been to your house.
For a reason.
I know
You might
Mike
live
and
on like
Ed have
some
2
big
dogs.
ranch where all the dogs go.
Can we have your mom come on,
No.
Please.
please?
No, absolutely not.
Can we have grandma?
Maybe.
Okay, deal.
You guys want
All
to talk about that Seahawks game?
right. Not really. I can't want to talk about
No.
Todd's grandma, but I will talk about it.
Let's get to Buy Around. Let's jump into Buy Around here. Buy Around, sponsored by our friends at Lakefront Brewery. Lakefront Brewery is one of Wisconsin's largest craft breweries. Since its founding in 1987 by brothers Russ and Jim Klisch, Lakefront has earned numerous awards and created many industry firsts. Currently, Lakefront Brewery offers more than 20 different beers in over 30 states and several countries. Lakefront's brewery tours are among the most popular in the United States, with over 100,000 guests taking the tour yearly. Unlike most brewery tours, Lakefront was one of the first to offer beer before, during, and after the tour. Brewing flavorful, high-quality craft beer has been their passion for over 30 years, and they'd love to tell you their story over a pint and a tour the next time that you are in Milwaukee. So visit lakefrontbrewery.com to schedule your tour today. I heard the Freezer guys actually talking about that, like scheduling a time to go on like the tour. Maybe we need to do like a show double date kind of thing. We'll all pair off with somebody from the Freezer.
That'd be so fun.
We'll do a
Dibs on
group date.
Fred. Dibs not going for.
Fine, Sanjay. I'll take Sanjay all day long.
Oh, poor Matt.
Oh, damn. Yeah.
Yeah,
Boy, Matt and Jimmy both
Only,
like
not
myself.
only is Matt the last pick, but he's got to go with Jimmy. That's
Yeah.
I don't even know why we're separated. I just say we make it a group event.
Well, you kind of like it's a group event, but you're kind of like, you got to have your travel buddy.
Yeah.
Hold hands.
Make
so
sure
no
your
one
partner
gets
gets on the bus. Otherwise,
exactly.
get left behind.
Your accountability buddy. All right. Who are you buying around for today, Jimmy?
I'm going Jamal Adams. Dude, thank you so much for doing the discount double check. Rogers belt. You just fucked your team over at that point. Never ends well. So thank you. That was a rough moment for us. We had that interception in the end zone, and then you had the momentum, and you just fucking gave it right back to us. So thank you for doing the Rogers belt.
Here's the thing with the Rogers belt. Did anyone else we all saw it, and it registered in my mind. I'm like, oh, that never ends well. But the way the offense was playing, did anyone else feel a little bit more uneasy? Like, oh shit, is this the time the belt doesn't work?
No,
I just ride that wave until it just crashes and kills me.
The way their offense had been
warrior.
playing, we could have turned the ball over 6 more times, and I don't think they would have scored.
I thought this was going to be about his whatever that meme thing was that he tweeted out. Was he actually? I can't tell if he was. It's like Todd. I can't tell if he was doing a bit.
Well, then since you brought that up, if you in the notes I have as my pay the tab, I also have as Jamal Adams for that very reason.
Oh, okay.
You did the belt, and then I'm just doing my pay the tab. Pay the tab. You put the picture of your interception in a game where you got fucking shut out.
He got
and
memed
he said,
for it.
Meme this. What a fucking idiot. Didn't make any sense.
Todd, what about you?
I'm going to go with Whitney Merciless on this one. Mid-season edition came in. The defense, really started playing better once he got there. I'm sure, having that extra pass rusher helped, but also kind of like Kenny said, they're still figuring things out week to week. But they were really starting to mesh, and it felt like Whitney was one of those pieces that helped put that together. So tough to lose him for the rest of the year. Hopefully we can get Big Z back in there and add that pass rush back in. But I think Whitney will definitely be missed. Tough to see him go, so definitely pour one out for his bicep.
Yeah, that was a rough one to see. Exactly what you said. Whitney Merciless was coming on. He was doing exactly what we kind of wanted Jalen Smith to do. Come in and just rush the pass rusher,
Yeah.
And yeah, he was coming on real strong. I was really happy with him. Hopefully he can heal up and he sticks around next year, because I'd really love to see a full season of what he can do with this defense. I'm going to buy around for Odell Beckham Jr. Because Nick, throw up the sad OBJ face. Only a face a mother could love. Look at that, 1,000-yard stare, looking off into the distance, just contemplating all of the life choices that led him to getting pantsed by the 49ers on Monday Night Football.
I felt bad for the Rams team when they put out the report about Robert Woods. That's the one point I was like, not so much felt bad for the team. I felt really bad for Woods, but then it was just all you heard was now they have a 3-headed monster at the wide receiver room. Day they sign OBJ is, just kidding. One of our best receivers just tore his ACL. Just horrible luck.
Yeah. Yeah, that was rough.
One thing I will say is the people that were like, oh, he only played 15 snaps. This is what he went to. It was one game and he just got there. If he signed with the Packers or the Seahawks, he wouldn't have played any snaps.
No.
Yeah. So I don't know that people just don't realize you don't, it's not Madden. You don't just sign and automatically you're the starter and you're going to play every single that. No, that's not how that works.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure OBJ will be better. I don't think we saw what the Rams offense is going to be moving forward this weekend. And I would guess we see a little bit more than 15 snaps a game out of OBJ.
I don't know, man. That might be.
But they're also they're dealing with Robert Woods' loss. That's two different things. They had to incorporate someone and completely change a game plan.
We've seen this out of Matt Stafford how many times where it's half a year is Matt Stafford the MVP front runner? And then it's the second half is that was the MVP front runner?
I don't know that anybody outside of Detroit has ever said realistically ask the question: is Matt Stafford the MVP frontrunner?
I have nothing to back that up.
Dan's gonna start looking at research papers about Matt Stafford.
Todd, let's go to Pay the Tab. We heard Jimmy's Pay the Tab, Jamal Adams, for, I don't know, maybe understanding Twitter too well or not enough. I can't tell. But Todd, who needs to pay the tab for you?
I have my dumb brain paying the tab on this one for a myriad of reasons, but primarily over the weekend, I went to the game on Sunday. Shout out to Joe and Gabby, friends of the network, letting me crash at their place. Unfortunately, Jacob Westendorf was also staying at the same place, so it was a little uneasy sleeping for me. My door didn't have a lock on it, but we made it through. My dumb brain thought it was a noon game and didn't know it was 3:25 until my buddy and I had parked the truck near Lambeau and we're walking over to Stadium View. And at that point, like, I hadn't realized that, like, we're within 2 hours of kickoff and this place is desolate. There's nothing happening. Like, I got a front row parking spot at a place like a block and a half from Lambeau. Like, oh yeah, no, that's what? So, yeah, my dumb brain needs to pay the tab on that one. That was a big miss.
Is it
part.
Dumb brain though? Because you, like you said, you got a parking spot a block and a half away.
No, I'm okay with the time that I got down there because I like to be early, take it all in. I think getting there at 10 o'clock was a bit excessive. And also just not having, like, going to a game and not actually knowing what time that game starts. That was a big miss on my part.
At least you didn't reverse it. At least it wasn't a noon kickoff and you thought it was like 3:30.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm just picturing Todd.
Also,
fuck?
My dumb brain for seeing snow in the forecast and assuming flurries, rather than actually looking at the forecast and seeing what they're saying, and dressing and packing appropriately for a game of that weather.
A little chilly, a little cold out there, Frank?
I survived, but I would have enjoyed having my overalls. They would have definitely helped out later in that game. But we made it through.
Is it the green and yellow overalls or like normal overalls?
No, actually, insulated bibs. I believe they are knockoff Carhartts.
Are they jean material?
It's a canvas. Jacob, don't try to be in on that joke. That's not you.
Think you need to wear those next time.
All right, yeah, I'll put them on for you.
Do
you want anything under them, or while you're making requests here? Okay, just
imagination.
Straw in your mouth. Farmer's hat. Trident.
I'll see if I can find some straw this time of year, Jimmy.
I don't know. Go in a fucking barn.
Trying to go sexy farmer, not of mice and men. Jesus.
He's killing one of us. One of us hugged a rabbit too hard.
This is George. I'm gonna.
It's funny because it's true.
I'm gonna have Aaron Rodgers pay the tab, just because I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like I literally, as we were getting ready to come on, saw the thing from Rob Domofsky pointed out that he hasn't actually had a full live practice since before Halloween. Like, with the way everything's kind of worked out with the schedules and, not playing, not having a lot of practice before Washington because you have the short week against Arizona and then having those days off in between and then COVID. Like, he hasn't really had a full practice in like almost two and a half weeks now. So I don't know if that is rust or what we saw, but it was a really off day for Aaron Rodgers. And not just like regular off, but like just stuff where it's like he was trying to do Aaron Rodgers things, but they just came up short. And that kind of bugged me. So Aaron Rodgers, yeah.
The real question, like, how much do you think a toe injury affects a quarterback? Like, I had to feel with all like the planting and the motion like that. Like, that has to be bothering him more than he's playing on.
I will speak from experience of playing high school football.
Oh, okay, perfect.
With turf toe as a quarterback, it's a pain in the ass. I don't know.
Is that what the injury? Like, is it?
I don't know.
I don't know. Or is it like they hasn't really said anything about it?
Yeah, I don't know what it is. But I had turf toe on my big toe on my right foot, and as a quarterback, I mean, trying to turn and plant, whatever you're trying to do, it's uncomfortable every step you take.
We saw what it did to Devontae Adams. Just 2 years ago. Yeah. All right, we're getting close on time here, so let's get to drunk tweet of the week here really quick. Drunk tweet of the week, courtesy of actually Pete Carroll, by the way. Just basically saying a lot of gripes, or I have some gripes about some of the officiating calls, mostly on, as you can see, turnovers. And all I have to say is, really? Pete Carroll? Now you have opinions about what the officials are doing in terms of turnovers? Golly gee, I'm surprised, Pete. Tell me more about it, please. I'd love to hear all of it, because I'll never forgive your wrinkly ass for coming out there at the podium and saying after the Hail Mary game, well, the referees called it on the field and the league backs it up, so I guess we win. Like, screw you. You know that you won that game illegitimately, and I'll never let you forgive it till the day you die.
Yeah, you said it perfectly. I really know.
There's not much left for me to say on that one.
Fuck you, Pete Carroll. I don't know.
Fuck you, Pete Carroll.
Shit, man.
I'm so mad Marshawn Lynch had to be on that team. It just pains me. Any other team. And there's been some really good play, like DK Metcalf. Outside of him being a total diva, I don't know how you could never bring up DK Metcalf after I bring up Marshawn Lynch.
That's kind of.
I'm talking about guys that I like watching. I like watching play. I like watching DK Metcalf play.
All right, Todd, can you put the ad in for a new bartender, please?
Yeah, we'll get that back out there. What actually makes me feel okay about Marshawn playing there was their play in the Super Bowl, not giving it to him and then losing it because they didn't give it to him. Like the fact that they didn't get a ring and Marshawn can sit there and say, if they would have gave it to me, we'd have had a ring. Like that helps. That definitely helps.
Oh, for sure.
It was worse that it gave Tom Brady a Super Bowl, but like lesser of two evils. So
I was fine with that year because that was the year none of us like to talk about.
Right. Yeah. The year none of us like to talk about. It prevented them from going back to back. Yeah. Fuck them. All right. Nick, look, we got some time here at the end. Do you want to give us a trivia question? I'd love to get a trivia question if we can.
Sure. Yeah. I've got a trivia question here. So
you have sleeves on this week?
I do.
Damn.
Look at you.
Yeah.
Where's the police? So hard.
Where's the hat?
No hat this week.
We'll work on it.
Wow. Yeah. All right, what's our trivia question, Nick?
All right. So Aaron Rodgers this past weekend won for his third time in his career in a game in which he did not throw a touchdown and threw at least one interception. So what are the other previous two games in which Aaron Rodgers has won a game without throwing a touchdown while also throwing at least one interception?
Can I just guess the team, or do I have to give you like December 7th?
No. Yeah,
snowy weather.
Yeah, just the game.
Jimmy, go ahead, because it sounded like you had one.
No, I just was clarifying. I didn't make up dates.
Was it the Bears game in Soldier Field when it was stupid cold and Ty Montgomery was a running back?
That is not one of them.
I'm
guessing the correct team.
Against the Bears?
Okay, so I get that because Jimmy asked if we can just say the team. One.
Is the other one the Jets? Is it the 0-9 or the 9-0 game against Mark Sanchez?
So he didn't turn the ball over in that game. So
okay.
No.
Then
So the Bears game is 2010, the NFC Championship game. He didn't have a touchdown in that game and had two interceptions.
Really?
Yep. Because he ran for the first touchdown of the game.
Yeah.
And then James Starks had a touchdown in the second quarter.
And then
BJ Raji had the pick six.
Wow.
A hint for you guys. The other one was quite recently. Not this year and not last year.
So that I'm gonna guess there was 2019 was the year that the other one would have been.
I don't know.
All right.
Bills?
Was it the Vikings?
It was the Viking game.
Was it the home opener against the Vikings?
It was not the home opener. It was the game they wrapped up the division on December 23rd against the Vikings in Minneapolis.
Man.
So in that game, he threw one interception, no touchdowns.
Fucking sucks.
What was the final score of that game?
Don't let him go in the Hall of Fame.
You know, you would have thought in my research of this, I would have written that down. I think it was 23 to 10, I think was the final score.
Okay.
But don't quote me on it. You would have thought that I would have written that down, but no.
Hey, for
I
effort,
love
man.
these.
We
trivia
don't
questions.
expect
Nick
that much
comes
out of
up-
you, Nick. So it's fine.
I don't know.
Hey, you wore a sleeve.
Nick has set the bar pretty high for these trivia questions. Now.
I know.
Yeah, I know.
Bumped.
Can we step these down a little bit?
Yeah. Every time you've asked, I just thought, I don't fucking know.
It's like looking at Jimmy's face as you're asking the question.
It gets dumber and dumber. Like,
I will say this works better when we can throw to a break and
That's
we
true.
don't have to sit here awkwardly. But I do appreciate getting the questions in because I think they're fun.
Yeah, that's why I made sure to get this in because Nick's been putting in a lot of work on this. Thank you, Nick.
You're
We
welcome.
appreciate it always.
Year and a half into the show, Nick's finally putting in some effort.
Seriously.
took for fucking ever.
All right, let's get. I've got two bar bets here to wrap up the show here quick. The first one is about Aaron Rodgers. Fittingly enough, for touchdowns, he didn't throw. Like you said, didn't throw one last week. Vikings this week over under 1.5 touchdowns. I just have touchdowns, but let's say touchdown passes for Aaron Rodgers this week. Over under for him, or did they run heavy with Dylan? Jimmy?
Over 5. I think they are going to commit to Dylan. I think it's going to be a big game for him. I think they're going to really try to force the Packers to run, but I think he starts going off and they are some openings for Rodgers. And MVS killed it against the Vikings last year. I think he'll do it again this year. So 2.
Todd?
I'm gonna go. Yep, 5 Bakhtiari's over.
Okay. I will also go over, but it's close. Does it change? Would it just hypothetically? How much would it change your decision if it was 2.5 touchdowns? Does that become a little bit more?
Yeah, that's how gambling works.
Yeah. I know. I'm just saying. Like
I would go to 3 Bakhtiaris. I'd be a little less confident. Same answer though.
5 Bakhtiari's over. Yes. The last one here, in regards to Kenny Clark coming on here and laying it down for us, promised on air that he would come back onto the show every week if he gets 2 sacks this week against the Vikings. So guys, does it happen? Does Kenny Clark get 2 sacks against the Vikings, Todd?
5 Bakhtiari's under. God does not like me enough to put me in a situation where we can tell Kenny Clark he's going to be on here every week. So absolutely not.
Jimmy?
I'm going to go. I really wish it was 5 over, but I'm going to go 3 under, and I think he's going to get 1, and he's just going to say, you know what, that's enough to come on for just 1 more week instead of every week. So I'm gonna go with that.
This might kill my whole Bakhtiari betting career and stuff, but hammer the over. 5 Bakhtiaris. Hell yes, Kenny Clark gets at least 2 sacks this week against Kirk Cousins, and he's gonna get that second one. He's gonna lift up his jersey and he's gonna say, "I promise Lombardi's bar" on like a shirt underneath, like what Z used to do.
I wish.
That dude,
Okay,
dude is.
Let's
pumped.
make
He's
sure
ready for this.
that prediction is involved with those 5 Bakhtiaris.
Yeah.
If he hits the 2 and that celebration
Has
doesn't
to
hold,
have the shirt.
he's out.
Oh, it should be a good game this week. They should win, right? Like we didn't get to really preview the Vikings game much, but this should be a game that they win, right?
They should, but it's at Minnesota. And
Right, it's always
rival
tricky
game.
in
shit
Minnesota.
up there.
Yeah.
It's their Super Bowl.
Yeah.
It always is.
Yeah.
Every single year. All right. Well, we'll be back next week. I won't be back next week, but you two We'll be back next week.
Ooh. Jimmy, do we want to tell him who the guest bartender is next week?
Yeah, you do it.
It was, do you not know? It was your idea and you were in the conversation. As we were talking about earlier in the show.
I remember. I remember now.
Todd, take it.
As we were talking about earlier in the show, we might just go back and watch all of the freezer stuff. We've got Sanjay coming on to guest bartend in Dan's place next week. So
that's right. I forgot.
Be sure and tune in for that because believe it or not, Sanjay and I get along worse than Jimmy and I. So it should be a fantastic episode. Can't wait to be a punching bag for both of them.
What the fuck? What has it ever been you as a punching
what's
bag?
With the F-bombs, dude? Clean it up. You guys what just asked. You just asked me if I can have if Grandma will come on the show, and you're gonna start dropping F-bombs now.
I was heavy on it this episode. You're right.
Yeah, get fucked.
Maybe Todd, you want to let the people know where they can find you and anything you want to promote this week?
Yeah, check me out at the Todd V. You can follow me there on Twitter and Instagram. I'm Brandon Off Topic. That comes out. Shit, I think that's on Tuesdays. Just before this, Jimmy and I just did a new episode of Jizz and Jazz for our Patreon over there. So check that out. Patreon.com/on brand off topic, I think is the name of it. Sure. That's an Aaron job. And then I'm here with you guys and the MVS show on Tuesdays.
Jimmy?
Yeah. A lot of what Todd said. Just follow me, Jimmy_C08 on brand off topic on Tuesdays, Jizz and Jazz Fridays, Lombardi Bars Wednesdays, Pack a Day on Thursday, and then be helping out with the MVS show again. So you'll see me back on that. But just make sure, I know that before we send it off, and Dan, you tell people where to find you. The Kenny Clark interview was a little glitchy. Like we said in the comments, we're going to upload that to YouTube. So if you want to check that out, where we're not making weird glitches, please do that. Also, vote Kenny Clark Pro Bowl. Kind of got cut at the end. He mentioned he got gypped. He doesn't want to play in it because we have the Super Bowl, but get him into that Pro Bowl. Let him get that Pro Bowl bonus and help the man out.
He's got a kid to feed. Get him the Pro Bowl bonus. The kid's got to go to college, man.
Also, I feel like we need to take the lead on getting him into the Pro Bowl. Eventually,
this is our mantle.
Eventually, if we keep getting this guy paid, he's going to give us something.
Has to. Maybe he'll just give us his Pro Bowl bonus one day. Like, hey, this is my 8th Pro Bowl in a row. It's mainly because you guys here split my Pro Bowl bonus.
Yeah. Or I would.
This is our crusade.
Even like a fist bump. That'd be cool.
Yeah.
Anything
with a handful of cash in it.
What?
You can find me on Twitter at DK All the Way. Here every Wednesday, obviously. Every other Tuesday on Pack a Day Podcast, and then in my Peace Out on Game On Wisconsin website every Friday as well. Thank you again to Kenny Clark for joining us. That's Matt. Yes, we need to mobilize the Max Pizza Pub people to start getting this going. For Nick, for Todd, for Jimmy, again for our friend Kenny Clark for joining us today. Say thank you. I'm Dan Connick. Enjoy this week, everybody. Beat the Vikings. The Vikings suck. And until next week, I won't see you, but enjoy Thanksgiving and go Pack Go.
Go Pack.
Go.